there's a lot of gray area in truth. It's you know, hard to say. It's because we all only know our only side of the story, and I think there's always going to be at least two sides to every story. So all we ever really know is a half truth.
You're gonna give me. I'm gonna.
Maybe a year off in between.
Good question, honestly. And I have absolutely no idea what to say to that.
What is truth could be defined as so many different things. Absolute truth, yeah, there's a possibility.
What is truth? I mean, I think truth depends on the person. Truth, everyone has their own truth, I guess. So it's hard to say what truth is for everyone, because someone can have a different truth. And is there an absolute truth? I don't know. I don't know yet. So looking for it. So yeah.
Truth depends on your perception of consciousness. So while there is an absolute truth, our individual truth changes depending on what our consciousness is, and that can change a lot throughout our lives.
What is truth and what is absolute? This is a hard question. Truth? I don't even know how to answer that. I think everything is relative. I've been brought up with the Catholic education, and so I've kind of been taught otherwise. But I've been taught that there is an afterlife and a God that is the absolute truth, but I think everything is very relative, and I think what applies to one person may have no meaning to another person, and the other way around. And so no, I don't think there's an absolute truth. I think truth is very relative, and yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm kind of like believe it or not believe it. I'm on the middle.
I don't know what I believe. The world is such a mystery.
I guess I think that there's like things that happen, and what happens is the truth in a way, but everybody's going to perceive that differently. So what everyone takes away from that is going to be different.
This is very different. So I like to think about these things too, but truth is, I think truth is very subjective, so I'm sorry.
I don't know, truth is kind of hard to define. Obviously it's like you have to find a lot of evidence for something. In absolute truth, I don't think there's absolute truth. I definitely think it's relative.
So as far as an overall truth, I think the truth is just whatever a person wants to believe. And second of all, as far as an overall truth, I don't think there is one. I think people just kind of make their own ones.
I don't think there's truth. Truth, and because so there are a lot of lie, so
religious.
actually I don't have any religion.
I don't believe that.
I think it's very relative. So it depends on your cultural context. So I would think that religion is culturally constructed, and so is absolute truth.
Absolute truth. I don't know. I'd need a definition of absolute truth, I guess, in order to. Or is that what I'm supposed to be giving? Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a confusing question. I'm sorry. I kind of believe in a sort of spiritual, like, we're all here together, kind of, you know, we should be one rather than like all these different kind of little groups. But I don't think that one religion is necessarily correct over any other. And you know, if it's true in your heart, then like all the more power to you for believing it.
Absolute truth? Sure. I mean, there has to be, there is a black and white, there is a yin and yang, but I think there is a truth and a false. Taking it all in and then analyzing what you have makes you come up with the decision with the background that you have to relate to that idea that you're debating.
I think there's absolute truth. When everything is accurate, to me it's true.
I would definitely say believe in relative truth. So basically, as long as you cannot duplicate a human mind, and we're all operating on the same wavelengths at the end of the day, we all kind of occupy the same mental space, we're going to draw similar connections at the end of the day, but there's no way of us really knowing that anything is ever absolute. Like, we constantly prove ourselves wrong in science, religion, all sorts of stuff. And we get sex, different crazy things going on. Absolutes, I don't think of.
I believe that truth is relative. No one, I mean, I guess in terms of religion, no one can actually come back from the dead and like tell you these things. So I believe that truth is relative. Maybe one day we'll all know one truth. Maybe we'll still continue to know our own truth, but I do believe that it's relative.
I think there is an absolute truth, and I would probably say that it has to do with vibrating at the frequency of love, and if anything is out of resonance with that, which also some people call God, I'd say that that's probably not truth.
I do believe.
Yeah, we do believe in we do believe in absolute truth for sure, which is like, you know, the Islam, from the Islamic point of view, that there is only one God.
No, I don't believe in that.
I believe there is a God and a higher power, and yeah, and I wonder about if there's not. So it's about that.
I think that we are all a part of the one, and our human striving to understand reality has to do with our striving to be more a part of the whole.
No. But there should be something is more superior than human, maybe.
Or no?
I don't think that there's a God that any established, widespread religion has their grasp on perfectly describing. But maybe, yeah, I feel connected to something.
Good question. I think there's a possibility. There is a possibility.
I don't.
No, I personally don't believe in a God. Because I don't know. I think that's what believing in a God is all about, is faith, and I don't have a faith that there is a God out there, and I think that's how you know whether or not you're religious. Have faith in something that doesn't exist and there's no proof of it existing, and that's where your faith comes from, and I don't have that faith, so I don't believe that there is a God, but I do believe that there might be something out there, so maybe I'm kind of agnostic in that way, but I don't know. I think everyone's truth is subjective. I guess that's what I believe. So I don't believe in an absolute truth, because like for some people a God exists and so that's their truth. And I think for some people that's really helpful, because if you need that guidance to like know what's right and what's wrong. But for me personally, I think I know like how to treat my neighbors and all that without the belief that like, oh, I'll go to hell or something if that's not the case. So for me, I guess, I don't know, there is no absolute truth. My truth is fine for me, and I think that everyone else's truth is fine for them. Like I just think everyone needs to have their own truth and something to believe in their own selves, and that's why I don't agree with religion, because it seems to cause more tension between people rather than love, because there's so many wars based off religion. And I think that's the exact opposite of what it's created for, what it's meant to be.
I don't, actually.
Okay, and why is that?
It's just kind of silly to me. I don't know. It's super hard to believe. Like if you look at it from an objective point of view, and not how you were raised. You know what I'm saying?
Not personally, but I don't have any problem with people who do.
No. Why not?
I'm an agnostic, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, I do believe that, but I don't necessarily believe there's just one interpretation of that. I believe it could be like said in different ways. So, yeah.
Not quite. I don't want to quite say no, but yeah, I guess, you know, the whole secular, I don't believe in the whole secular God, or the, you know, the God sitting in the clouds or something, and like, you know, said this is right and that's wrong, but I do maybe believe in a sort of a power that I don't know, I don't know, actually, but I don't know. I believe in something that could, that there is something out there that might be able to, that everybody sort of might be able to see the same or something, and so in that way, maybe we can, you know, be together as a people rather than so separated between religions and races and whatnot.
Yes, I think there is.
There is a God, and he doesn't care. What he's done is we're like a third generation. Other people have created, or other entities have created us to end up being able to creating a form. God is so great, and he's so beyond what we can think. He looks at us, and it's like him talking to an ant. So we have to experience enough of life to end up being able to move to the next stage to be able to make communication with him. Until then, it's hard to end up concept, though, the whole thing. We're evolving all the time, but we don't seem to be moving very fast forward with all the problems that we have. Maybe we're able to analyze, because of technology, our problems a lot more, which kind of magnify it. So hopefully taking one step at a time, one piece at a time, will end up helping us make that decision. I know I went around a long loop. Sorry about that.
No, that's great.
But yeah, there is a God, and he doesn't care. The decisions that you make for yourself is what he gave us is time, decision, and there was a third one, and I can't remember what that third one is, but these things he gave for you to make those decisions for yourself. What you end up doing to them, what you do with those decisions, say who you are as a person. And yeah.
I believe there's a higher power. As a friend or acquaintance, somebody I could connect to. I said body, but some being. I really believe in that. But not that I have to go to church or pray to him or her so much, but just talk.
Yeah.
How you doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
And perhaps guidance, you know, give me some guidance on this. Although I did grow up as a devout Catholic and Catholic school and all. And what I was taught and what I believe now is quite different.
That's a good one. I guess that depends on the day. Sometimes I was raised Catholic. I'll start with that. And I was kind of forced to go to Catholic school, go to church like twice a week. And you get kind of burnt out on all the little things that go along with it, like showing up at church on Sundays and reading in the police report that Mr. Johnson, you know, had beaten his wife that weekend, and then he's sitting like 3 rows up in front of you with his arm wrapped around her like everything's hunky-dory because he's praying his sins away. So I kind of got sick of all the politics of the church. So I got out of church in general, but higher power, I definitely think there's things much more intelligent and cooler than we are, whether it's God or whatever.
I do believe in God. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist, and that has been my faith my
Yeah, I think that everything in creation is God, and so pretty much all of it is God, whether we judge it as positive or negative, and God is everywhere. It's everything. You can't not have God.
You know, the Islam, from the Islamic point of view, that there is only one God for this universe, and we are creatures, and we were created to worship God. And how to say, like, and like war can make this world better.